Alt Funds Global presents What is Proof of Funds? Why it's the secret weapon for securing big deals.
What is proof of funds and why is it a big secret weapon to secure big deals? You've got to watch this video.
All of the information presented is for entertainment and information purposes only. Nothing discussed constitutes legal or accounting advice, an offer or solicitation of financial services, or financial advice of any kind. Our goal is to showcase alternative vehicles to raise capital. At no point will we be soliciting any investment programs.
Hi, it's Zaman from Alt Funds Global. My organization helps accredited investors leverage their assets, their cash, standby credit, so on, to access capital that the banks are primarily offering their VIP clients. We can do this because of our experience in structured finance, because of our relationships with banks and volume of transactions we give them. The capital my clients are getting allows them to do project funding, grow their businesses, and buy auxiliary businesses. So friends, there's a whole industry, massive big industry, primarily in the United States, called proof of funds industry. Imagine you're a car dealer. You sell your dealership for Toyota, as an example, and you're blowing your numbers every year after year. And Toyota calls you up and says, "Hey, Mr. John Smith, we're really impressed by your growth. How would you like to buy or own 14 other dealerships of Toyota? How would you like that?" But before we pursue that, we need to make sure you have the money to give us to buy 14 dealerships. Do you have the money? If you're not a dealership guy, no problem. Real estate. Hey, you come across a real estate investment opportunity. It's a phenomenal opportunity. But before the seller is able to entertain an offer from you, they want to make sure you actually have the money for the offer. Painting. You want to buy Picasso painting or whatever painting it is you want to buy. Before the guy shows you the painting, negotiates the painting, details of the painting, they need to make sure you have the money for it. Arbitrage. If you're in any kind of arbitrage-based business, oftentimes whoever that you're buying something from wants to make sure you have the money for that thing that you want to buy and play an arbitrage game on. This whole industry called proof of funds industry. Basically what it does is you have people like our organization who say we'll provide a proof of funds service for you. And proof of funds is something called soft proof of funds and hard proof of funds. Soft proof of funds is Toyota wants to, sell you 14 dealerships, or there's a real estate transaction or something like that, and you need to demonstrate that you have $50 million. The reality is you don't have $50 million, but you need to demonstrate you have $50 million. So in proof of funds service, there's a lot of comparison, by the way, to what we do. Really, there's a lot of comparison to what we do. But really how it works is this. Let's say I have an account with RBC. I create a sub-account for you with one signatory. That signatory is me. That signatory is really me. But the name on the account is your name on it. And then I put, let's say, $50 million in that account. Any given time, people can call RBC. You can log into RBC and get bank statement from RBC that shows you have $50 million. Problem is that you cannot withdraw it out. The only signatory is me. That's called soft proof of funds, where all I'm doing, and by the way, we have a lot of comparison to do this, we'll create a sub-account, put X amount of money in that sub-account, and you can use that as proof of service, proof of funds. Hard money or hard proof of funds is a little bit different. You want the money to be in a specific bank. You want it to be at HSBC, you want it to be in Barclays, like that. And what you do is you now say, I'm willing to pay you money and I'm going to set up, but I need the money to be at this bank, at HSBC bank, like that. No problem. The cost is different because I have to call HSBC, I have to open up an account, I have to go, the effort I have to put in to open up an account for you at HSBC Bank is a lot of effort. So my cost is different, but then I have to wire the money. I actually have to wire the money. So timeline, everything is different. So the cost of hard proof of funds is a lot more than soft proof of funds. Where customers go wrong is oftentimes they hear about high yield investment programs like trade, private investment program trade, and then they go, hey, Taimour, can you offer proof of fund service? Yes. Which, can you give it to HSBC Bank? Yeah, sure. Oh, I'm going to take the money and put it into trade. Can I give you some portions of the trade? That's where it does not work. That's where the customer's thinking breaks down on how this financial model works. People want to get paid up front for opening up, for providing service. The entrepreneur wants to be cheap about it. There's a massive disconnect. Any legitimate trader, any legitimate trade desk, forget traders, just forget traders. Any legitimate bank, forget the traders. Any legitimate bank, when they accept money from people, they care a lot, like fucking a lot, about source of capital. Every fucking bank CEO that I know of cares about source of capital. Why? Because they can lose their fucking bank license if they take drug money, gun money, terrorism money, like that. Cheap entrepreneurs don't fucking understand how bank CEO thinks. They call people who are in the proof of fund service. Can you open up a bank account for me in HSBC or Barclays or DBS? I'm gonna go into trade and I'm gonna make a shitload of money. But if you want to pay $50,000 upfront, no problem, because I'm gonna make a shitload of money. They don't know, they don't understand, because they've never one fucking day of their life have worked as a CEO of a bank. They don't get it. That the banks and trade desks will look for the source of the money and will know the owner of the money is not the entrepreneur. Will know the owner of the money is up. And that's where a lot of entrepreneurs who want to abuse the proof of funds industry fail. They lose money, they lose a lot of time, and they waste a lot of people's time. Proof of funds service works if you know arbitrage business, painting business, real estate business, car dealership. We've done car dealerships as an example, where I need to buy like 14 dealerships, or I need to buy this Picasso painting, or whatever it is. I have to show proof of funds. Like that's the or I want to negotiate this real estate transaction. It's a massive transaction. I want to negotiate, but I need to show proof of funds. That's where it works beautifully. It allows you to do big deals on it, like that. Now, if you're a customer who is a credit investor and you're ready, being able to do a transaction on proof of funds, please consider Funds Global as a trusted provider. We definitely have some experience and expertise, can help you navigate a lot of things around this on your transactions. Thank you.
Tell me more about how your CFO found us.
So he's always had a nose for finding very, I would say, alternative sources of funding and then combing through them. That is just one of the things that he's gifted at. And about 6 or 7 months ago, he found Taimour. And when he found him, he said, brother, you have to see this guy. He's the real deal. He gives it to you straight. He's transparent. He's honest. He's not making up all of these very low arbitrary numbers to get into these high yield programs, put in 50,000, you get back like 20 million, all that sort of, all those stories. And what we found after just, looking at Taimour on his videos, we call it Alt Funds University. That's what our company has been in for the last 6 or 7 months. So a lot of what Taimour says, we have the foundation for that, and we understand it. But what he presents at the event is a lot more than what it is you get online. And he's giving already a lot online. So that's really our background of how we got here.
Hi friends, I now want to take a minute and answer some of your frequently asked questions. One of the common questions I get a lot is, Taimour, we've learned a lot from you. through your YouTube channel. How do we learn more? Can we fly down and meet your team? And the answer to all of that is yes, yes, and yes. But if you want to learn more, my first invitation is to become a member of All Funds Global. You simply go to our website, allfundsglobal.com. You sign up to become a member for free. You get access to webinars, offshore events that we do, and content that we never, ever, ever, ever publish on YouTube. I promise you that it's worth becoming a member for sure. The second way that you can learn a lot is I'm a published author. Structured Financing, Demystified, Hypergrowth, just multiple books on Amazon that you can get access to. I highly recommend going and checking out some of these books, getting engaged into some of the stuff, that strategies and tactics that we're using for ourselves, for our families, for our friends. You definitely want to check these things out for sure. Another question, I guess, Taimour, why are you so passionate about getting a bank license? Why is that so important? Well, the truth is, our mission within All Funds Global is to help businesses become self-funded for life. Imagine you run a coffee shop and I run a coffee shop. Imagine we buy the coffee beans from the same grower and my coffee shop is right across yours, like really right across yours. Our competition is probably nil. But if you have a bank license and I don't have a bank license, and let's say I made $500,000 and you made $500,000 in income, but if you have a bank license, you are depositing a bank license with the central bank of the country where you own your own private bank license. That means, repeat this again, you are depositing your money with the central bank of the country you have your bank license on. So $500,000 deposited with the central bank should give you a line of credit of 10 times multiples. So that means you get a line of credit of $5 million. Now, it's not free money, it's a line of credit of $5 million. Now, if you draw that entire money out and you go to whichever country you're currently resonating in, the country you're doing business with, and you know in real estate, you want to buy a house, you put 20% down and you get a loan for 80%, same thing. You put $5 million down with a business plan to your local bank, whoever your bank with, and say, hey, I want to grow my business, my technology business, real estate business, pharmaceutical business, whatever business it is. I'm a venture capitalist. I'm putting $5 million down. Your bank gives you a loan at four times more, so now you get a $20 million loan. Now, it's not free money. It's $20 million loan. What can you afford to do with $20 million that I cannot afford to do with $500,000? Could you invest in artificial intelligence? Could you invest in hiring better people? Could you invest in advertising? Hell, with that amount of money, could you even buy auxiliary businesses or invest in auxiliary businesses? I say you can, and that's why we within All Funds Global are so passionate in helping clients become self-funded for life, and getting a private bank license is one of the vehicles that I am personally very passionate about helping clients on. Another question, I guess, Taimour, you charge a consultation fee. All Funds Global, the team charges a consultation fee. Why do you charge a consultation fee when you guys can make so much money on the back end? It somehow slows me down from taking a credit card and paying you money for it. Well, here's the truth. We offer our content, millions and millions of dollars worth of content, complete for free on YouTube. We don't advertise as of the date of doing this video. We don't advertise on YouTube, Google, or we don't do any kind of advertising at all. And what we find is the volume of traffic that goes into YouTube attracts people that are tire kickers, people that are fraudsters, people that have mental health issues. When we charge a small consultation fee, this deters the hacker, the fraudster, the person who's shopping around, the tire kicker. It eliminates all that and allows me and my team to be on calls or meetings with customers we actually want to do business with. What a concept. Now comes, this is better. At the time of doing a transaction with a client, that fee they pay for a consultation call, we refund it. At the conclusion of us doing a transaction with a client, we refund 100% of all the monies that they paid on consultation fees. This allows us to work with people that are committed to working with us, are serious about working with us, are not tire kickers, are not people that are like, they don't know what banking 101 is, and they're there to waste our time and energy. Just eliminates that. And me and my team are very proud of doing that. Next question, I guess, Taimour, the alternative funding industry overall has a lot of fraudsters in it, has a lot of deep fake in it. What are you doing to protect us, protect yourself? So here's the answer to that. Any industry that has a lot of money by default attracts a lot of fraud. Let me say this again. Any industry that attracts a lot of money by default attracts a lot of fraud. I don't know who you bank with. If you bank with one of the top 20 banks in the world, pick a bank you bank with, or you use payment processing companies like PayPal, these companies see a lot of fraud every day, from fraudsters mimicking their website to mimicking their email addresses, and in cases like mine, once a year or twice a year, some idiot, excuse my language, decides to copy my picture on social media, tries to create a fake profile of me, and goes on social media selling scammy transactions. Now, we have the technology and the resources to catch that, usually within 72 hours of that happening, and then cause legal action against that fraudster. We have the financial resources, thank God, to do that today, but that's just the nature of this industry. So what we do to protect ourselves is we never solicit on social media anything, nor do we solicit in general. We offer a lot of educational materials, but we don't solicit. You'll never see me or any of my associates on any social media trying to sell anything, ever. Second, all transactions that we do, money always has to go through a reputable law firm. All transactions we do, money always has to go to a reputable law firm. You know, we never ask the client to send us money or anything like that. Now, I do want to take a minute and talk a little bit about my competitors. In the United States, in the US alone, US has 3% of the world's population, and they have over 60% of the world's lawyers. In the United States, that's a fact, have 3% of the world's population and over 60% of the world's lawyers. I have a lot of legitimate competitors in the United States and around the world, that unfortunately have been sued for wrongful things that other people have done. There's a lot of negative stuff on social media or websites about some of my legitimate competitors. And I want to tell you that a lot of my competitors are legitimate, they're hardworking people. I know them, they deliver real results. And unfortunately, they have negative comments or fraud or even lawsuits against them. The reason within All Funds Global doesn't have a lawsuit against it, or me, Taimour Zaman, don't have a lawsuit against me, or people on social media saying that we're fraudsters or something like that, is simply because of my lack of vision. Every company you deal with, every major company you deal with, whether it's the cars you drive, Ford, Lexus, I don't know, GM, or Facebook, Google, YouTube, whatever you use, or medicine you have, like Tylenol, all of these companies have lawsuits against them. A lot of the companies you work with have litigations against them as just part of the growth. At some point, the business needs to grow exponentially, and that's when you have to see lawsuits as just the nature of the business growing. The fact that we don't have it is because of my lack of vision as the CEO and like trying to bark a tree like that. Now, I see that changing as we buy businesses that have other CEOs, as we grow. We have over 800 registered brokers with us. As that number grows, it's not normal for our business to continue growing without some idiot calling us fraudster, some idiot trying to sue us, or something like that. If you want to take advantage of the alternative funding industry, I'm going to tell you this is the industry I love. I'm going to tell you this is the industry that I've made a lot of money with. I'm going to tell you this is the industry I've helped a lot of clients make a lot of money with, friends and family make a lot of money with. And if this is an industry you want to get involved in, I recommend meeting the people you want to do business with, like physically flying out to meeting them. If you can afford to hire an investigator, we use a lot of former FBI, former CIA people. These are people you can hire to do background checks. It's not only do these people have lawsuits or not, or other losers calling them fraudsters or not. I'm telling you, a lot of my competitors are really good people, and they're not fraudsters. So do your own due diligence, listen to your intuition. We're really interested in working with some really good people that are vision-driven entrepreneurs that really want to serve the world, and I think we have some things that are really amazing to offer. Another question I get is, Taimour, we love all the services of Funds Global. What are the top 3 services you offer that we should really seriously think about, call you or your organization and get you guys involved? But my favorite service, the one that makes a lot of sense, is the trusted advisory service. This is when we become your chief banking officer. We work with your CFO, your legal team, you're the CEO, the COO. We look at where your organization is, where you want it to be. We look at banking programs that make sense for your type of business, that are proven and would work to generate access to alternative revenue sources for your business that makes sense. From that, we then create offshore tax structures, offshore bank accounts, offshore bank licenses for your organization, so the revenue that gets generated has a channel to go to that is well protected. We have a lot of domain expertise that I do not share ever on YouTube. It's not like a lawyer who's like, go create a trust account and cooks at it. Like we don't do. We do some very sophisticated stuff that I'm very proud of. That's our intellectual property. And so the trusted advisory services, where we become a trusted advisor, is one of the things that I would recommend everybody to look at. It's a monthly retainer, you pay for it, but let me tell you, for every penny you put in to that, you get tens of dollars out of it. And I think you're not going to get this amount of expertise dedicated to your business. So that's something I would recommend you to think about and sign up for. Second one is if you're looking for access to capital, we have a lot of unique programs like Rent a Rich Uncle that we can support your organization as long as your organization is a successful business and not a startup, not somebody who's going bankrupt. It's a successful business that has real cash, real assets, and is generating something real, that's real growth. I think we have some avenues for accessing capital that others simply cannot offer. And the final one that I love is we have a lot of asset management structures that are very unique to our intellectual property that I love to share with you. If you have assets, you want to grow, you want to get bank license, you want to set up a trust, you want to work with multiple central banks, do some really cool stuff. I think I'm the only weirdest person that has real expertise and experience in doing this stuff. And so my name is Taimour. I'm from All Funds Global. Thank you for following us up on YouTube. If you're doing that, thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting my team. And on behalf of my team, I just really want to say thank you. And we look forward to the opportunity of serving you.